Ms. Hutchinson, could you look at the exhibit that we're showing on the screen now? Have you seen this note before?
That's a note that I wrote at the direction of the Chief of Staff on January 6th, likely around 3 o'clock.
And it's written on a Chief of Staff note card, but that's your handwriting, Ms. Hutchinson?
That's my handwriting.
All right, it's not. Let's take a look at it, right? Now, 10 million people saw this, and nobody thought this was suspicious. Does this look like a 23-year-old female's handwriting? It's not. Here's the thing. There's a man, a lawyer, who worked at the Trump White House, who actually hates Trump, this guy, Eric Hirschman, who swore up and down that it was his handwriting. His handwriting. And Cassidy Hutchinson has the nerve to put this in her book. After the testimony, they're like high on their own supply, right? Oh boy, did we nail that testimony. And they're, oh wow, we just nailed it. Hey, Cassidy, there's this guy, Eric Hirschman, on the phone. He says it's his handwriting. Pfft, get lost. It's my handwriting. Well, it's not her handwriting. Can I see the note again? I'm sorry, but this is incredible. Right. It is literally incredible. Now, let me show you her handwriting, all right? 1,000% guaranteed what her real handwriting looks like is the stuff on the right, okay? Yeah, it's a 23-year-old girl's handwriting. That's what it looks like. You don't have to go to FBI calligraphy school to know that, all right? That she is, I mean, is that perjury? Is that lying? Is that deception? Is it all of the above? It's something really, really weird, and they get away with it. There isn't one reporter in the country who wrote about this, even at the time. They just accepted it. What has happened? This is mass brainwashing. This is the dark side. The dark side. You know, the Cheneys, they have a hand in all of this. Kamala Harris, she doesn't care. She'll do anything they tell her for power. And that they have all teamed up. The Cheneys and Kamala Harris. This is the most bizarre, but actually kind of makes sense in a weird, dark way, because these people are all about power. The latest stunt, you know, this is like a mini WMD trick, right? WMD, Iraq, all that stuff. What are they doing now?
He has increased his violent rhetoric, Donald Trump has, about political opponents, and in great detail, suggested rifles should be trained on former Representative Liz Cheney. This must be disqualifying.
Yeah, right. You don't know. Actually, I don't think she's capable of understanding what Donald Trump's actual point was. You know what they're doing, right? They're deliberately taking his comments out of context. They've done it before. This is how they got in, the Charlottesville lie. This is the mini WMD shotgun at the face lie.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it.
You know, most media didn't even take it that far, okay? He's talking about neocons and their lust for war. The media on purpose misinterprets it, right? Oh, he's calling for the assassination of Liz Cheney. On cue.
Today, dominated by another dark twist in Donald Trump's violent rhetoric about political opponents. This time, apparently suggesting that former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, the vice chair of the January 6th committee, could face gunfire.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face.
President Trump making headlines for this comment about Liz Cheney appearing to call for her execution.
Yeah, right.
Also incredible.
You see what they're doing? On her face, and then they get out. I think it's important. We have to talk about what he's really talking about, because his point is so valid and very important.
And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter. But his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person.
So, what is he talking about? The neocons in Iraq, Her father was the main one, the architects of the Iraq War, the phony baloney weapons of mass destruction. They wanted to be tough guys. None of these individuals ever went to war. They were never in the military. Rumsfeld for like 2 years, never went anywhere, in peace. It's amazing. And they do. They're totally, they think, the war can be precise and sterile and antiseptic, and it can't be. It's messy. It's ugly. It's bad. All right? Roll the tape. You send 100,000 20-year-olds with guns, right? Bad stuff is going to happen. Bad stuff is going to happen to our guys. Bad stuff is going to happen to their guys. Sometimes you have to fight a war, but it has to be a last resort. You can't want to go to war to prove some point or con George W. into it, right? And George W. has a chip on his shoulder because his father, right? I'm going to be a 2-term president. I'll show him. It's incredible. Cheney, the money, Liz, Dick. Look at that. A couple of nobodies from Wyoming. I love Wyoming, but you know what? Sorry. How the hell did they get all this money? How? How? On us. Dark forces. Hey, I think maybe, possibly, the shotgun reference, could he have been thinking about when Vice President Cheney shot that guy in the face?
Man, do you ever have a weekend and you think to yourself, I'm just sad. Nothing fun ever happens anymore. Nothing really gets my blood going and gets me excited to be alive again. Well, if you had one of those weekends, look at it and listen.
Vice President Dick Cheney has accidentally shot and injured a friend with whom he was hunting.
Birdshot fired from the vice president's weapon apparently wounded a fellow hunter.
It was kind of funny. And totally weird, because Dick Cheney shoots a guy, doesn't tell anybody about it, and then goes right back to being vice president of the United States. We got a really strange country sometimes, right? He doesn't know what he's doing, ordering all those guys into Iraq. Meanwhile, remember Plaxico Burress, the football player? He shot himself by accident in the leg with his own gun, and they sent him to jail for a year. He shoots himself by accident with his own gun, right? And they sent him to jail for 1 year. And Dick Cheney shoots his friend in the face recklessly and goes right back to being vice president. What a strange country. And Dick Cheney is somehow now a model citizen, the man who lied to get us into the Iraq War so he could profit. What a country. Tuesday. Can't wait.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.